Hey guys, it's Friday, great day, super pumped for the day. I am on my way over to meet a electrician at a property that I helped my client purchase from out of state. He hasn't seen the property yet, but I know he's gonna love it. It's a condo over in the Meadows here in Sarasota. After that, I'm going to head into the office, get some work done. Then I'm going to go out on a listing appointment. But I am super pumped for the weekend. It's supposed to be a great weekend. And my buddy is coming in from Michigan. He's gonna be here for a little while. I'm super excited to see him and his fiance. Crazy story, but it was probably about a couple weeks ago. I was at that light back there, and a guy was right in front of me. I was the second person in the light. And what happened is, he opened up his window, and he just drops a can out the window, and I was like, I can't believe the audacity of this guy just to drop garbage right out of his window in broad daylight. And I looked at the can, and it was actually a Mike's Hard Lemonade. And if you guys don't know what that is, I'm sure a lot of people, you do. And if you don't know what that is, Mike's Hard Lemonade is an alcoholic beverage. And I was like, this guy's gonna drop an alcohol container out his window in broad daylight in front of everyone. I just couldn't believe it. So what I did is, probably isn't the smartest thing in this day and age. I honked on my horn a bunch of times, and I pointed to him, like pointed through the windshield, and I said, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Pick it up. I mouthed the words so he could see me, and he looked at me in the rearview mirror, and he didn't do anything. He just looked at me, and I was like, whatever, this guy's an idiot. He's either drunk, or he's an idiot, or he's probably both. So I was like, I mean, this is ridiculous. You know, this guy's probably drunk, driving on the road. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna call the police, and I didn't know if it was the right number to call. I didn't have a non-emergency number. I don't know if that's an emergency or whatever. So I called 911, reported it. They asked what vehicle is he in. They're telling me don't follow him, don't, you know, make any contact with him, stay back. And I was behind him for a little while. He was going in the same direction I was going in. And, you know, I never saw a cop pull him over, but I just couldn't believe that someone could do that, right? Ridiculous. So anyways, later in the night, I was hanging out with a friend, and it was like really late in the night. This happened like on a Saturday. It was like Saturday night, I think it was like 1 a.m. and I was like, oh, you know, I kind of feel like having a cigar. I don't smoke that many cigars. But I was like, you know, let's go on my patio, let's have a cigar. So I was sitting out on my patio, and remember I called 911 earlier, so it was in my recent calls. And I must have hit it with my thumb, and didn't realize it, and I was like, oh shit, you know, hung up really quick. And of course, they called me back, and they're like, sir, you know, was there an emergency? We got a 911 hang up call from this number. And I said, no, you know, I called earlier about a drunk driver, and I just accidentally hit it on my phone with my thumb, didn't mean to call, you know, not a big deal, I'm sorry. And they said, you know, okay, what's your name? Give me my full name. And they're like, okay, you know, what's your address? Where are you at right now? And I was like, okay, gave them my address, and they're like, are you sure you're all right? And I was like, you know, I'm fine. They're like, are you sure? And I was like, yes, I'm fine, thank you. And they're like, okay, we're gonna transfer you over to the local sheriff's department so you can report it. And I was like, okay. So they transfer me over, and the local sheriff's like, hello, local sheriff, I heard we got a 911 hang up call from this number. So I was like, yeah, you did, I'm sorry, it was just a mistake, blah, 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 called about a drunk driver earlier. And like, okay, what's your address? What's your name? Are you sure you're all right? Yeah, I'm fine, you know, everything's fine. I'm like, are you sure you're not in any danger? No, you know, I'm fine. Okay, well, have a nice night. So I didn't think anything of it. Hanging out there, you know, on my patio, smoking a cigar. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a police officer sneaks up and almost like just, you know, with my friend, you know, she almost shoots out of her, you know, shoes. And I'm like, oh, shit. Totally freaked me out. And the cop's like, hey, just wanted to stop by. And I was like, oh, jeez. Hey, like, hey, you know, we have to stop by, 911 calls, we get a hang up call, could be an emergency, could be under duress. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm fine. Nothing weird going on here. Like, I didn't even hear you come up. Like, I was sitting around right by where I park, or where cars park, and I probably, you know, I definitely could have heard someone pull up. And I was like, gosh, you're sneaky. So the police officer had parked far away and actually walked up so they wouldn't be heard. I just couldn't believe that. I mean, that's nice. That's pretty cool. I mean, that was pretty extreme. I guess someone could have been there like, you know, tell them everything's all right. You know, everything was fine. But they showed up anyway, so I guess whatever, good for them. It's kind of funny, actually, just past one of the places where I did probably my second open house in my career, and it was in like just the worst neighborhood. And I remember walking around and I knocked on literally everyone's door in the neighborhood telling them I was gonna have an open house. And this is the worst neighborhood. You know, like the kind of neighborhood, it didn't even have sidewalks. And you know, the houses were all run down. And I'm out here walking around, and it was probably like 75, 80 degree weather in a full suit, you know, tie and everything, just walking around in a full suit. And I was thinking like, damn, like maybe I should keep my cell phone in my pocket, like someone might come up on me and try to jack me from my phone. Anyways, I just thought that was funny. I just remember knocking on people's doors, and like half the people didn't open it up, and they were like, who's there? And I told them who it was, and they just like probably thought it was some kind of trick to get them to open the door. Probably wasn't the best place to door knock. Well, you learn.